Hello everybody. We are live on the Be Lucky podcast with me, Daryl Carter. This is your free podcast. A free podcast every single week to give you some thoughts on the Saturday ITV races. Right, one thing we need to clear up and get straight is that the stronger selections will always be held back for members. Any selections on any other races will be held back for members. And these are just my initial thoughts and feelings. These may change. These are slightly fluid. But I do come to you in honesty. And I'd like to think that most of my thought process won't change. But that's not always the way. Anyway, this is your free podcast. Welcome to the Be Lucky podcast. Right, we're going to look at Saturday's ITV racing. And my golly gosh, what a great day of racing, eh? We kick off at Newbury in the 1250. This is the Park Stakes, 56 grand to the winner. King's Gambit heads to market, gets first time blinkers, best price. These are the best prices, 3-1. Al-Azi, Newbury Lover, 4-1. Sunway, 4-1. El Corbez, 5-1. Table Talk, 10-1. Courage Mon Ami returns from 631 days off the track, 16-1. Iden, 16-1. And Raja rated just 82, 125-1. Where do we start? Let's start at the top of the market, as always. King's Gambit, under Ryan Moore, first time blinkers. Now, the blinkers are obviously to try and bring out a bit more of improvement in him. He was very lackluster behind Rebels Romance in Al-Ukta last time. It was a good race. It was a strong race, but he never really showed anything. He never really looked threatening. He never really... nothing. Look, maybe he's got excuses for 2 runs at York last season. Maybe getting back on a sounder surface and returning to Newbury and the blinkers and Ryan Moore are all factors to think that he's going to go and blow this apart. Maybe he is, but the trip is slightly unknown for me. Stamina is not an absolute given with him. So there are slight concerns of him at the top of the market. Al-Azi is rock solid, really. I expect him to be very popular for William Haggis. He loves Newbury. He was a good winner of a Group 3 at Sandown last time, beating Ancient Wisdom and Almacam and Royal Champion, See the Fire. It was a really, really good run. There's not a lot not to like about him other than the fact that he's probably going to have to produce a career best sort of high 117, 118, what he was doing last year, but maybe a bit extra under a penalty. Lovely horse, but he's just got that in him, hasn't he? That he could just disappoint you when you lay your cash on him. And that's a worry. So I'm going to leave the 8-year-old alone. Someway could come on a ton for his run behind Davina Grace, but that was his first drop out of Group 1 company in his last 5 starts. And to be honest with you, it was a poor Group 3. He should have been getting the job done. Understand if he needed the run. He might come on. His form is strong. Similar claims to King's Gambit. Nice horse some way, but he's not getting the job done. And that is frustrating for a punter. I'm going to take a bit of a chance on one in here. And that horse is Iden for Andrew Boulding, who I think is miles overpriced. Miles overpriced. Really encouraging return to action back in January at Sutherland, the all-weather. But the key to this horse is fast ground. And the step up in trip is going to suit him really well on turf. He is a very talented horse who's entirely unexposed after just 9 starts. He's only had a handful of starts on turf. Four starts on turf. He ran a career best on his seasonal return last year in September behind Pasica. 113 RPI recorded there at 18-1. Steaming home. He's stepping up in trip today. Newbury's long home straight will suit him. I don't think he's got as much to find as the market suggests. He's around 16-1 best price there. So that's where I'll be looking in that particular contest. Okay, let's move over to Newmarket 105. It's Reed McNichols' blog at BetMGM. And do go and read it. It's a fantastic blog. She's a great writer and a great judge as well. And I like one in here as well at a price. Second to outside of the field, actually. But let's start at the top of the market. Physique, who is frustrating but gets Jamie Spencer on today, is 4-1, best price, top of the market. Walifi, who's just been disappointing but seems to be always at the top of the market, 4-1. Ledman, 15-2. Dark Tornado, who got his head in front finally last time. 8-1. Persuasion 10-1. Vicario 10-1. Harvard Sound 12-1. Madame de Savignon 12-1. And Sterling Knight 12-1. Right, the horse I like in this is Robert Edery's Madame de Savignon. I think she loves Newmarket. She shaped okay at Doncaster last time on a seasonal return. But I like the way she picked back up in the closing stages. And I just thought, oh, looks like she didn't really give everything there. And I think there was more left in the tank. She was shortened up for room late on. And I think she's very well handicapped on the pick of last year's form behind the likes of Midnight Gun and Treasure Time and those really good horses from last season, really good handicappers from last season. She won here at Newmarket and 2 runs either side at this venue. She was very unlucky. I think she's handicapped to go well, and I think she's well overpriced in this Class 3 contest. Right, Newbury Carnarvon Stakes. Good race. IDs of March heads to market here. I think he's got a cracking chance for Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien. I think he's going to pop out, and I think he's going to play Catch Me If You Can. I can easily forgive his run at Del Mar last year in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint. He was just caught too far out of his pace from a wide draw. Ignore that entirely. Thought it was a very encouraging comeback behind Whistle Jacket last month on soft ground. That's easily the best form in the race. For me, I like to... There's a couple of trends and stats that I like to look at for this race to whittle them down, basically. Basically, you wanted to have run over the trip, and you basically wanted to have recorded an RPR of 100 or more last time out. Every winner in the last 10 years has done that. IDs of March, I think, is a good solid bet. In the 2 o'clock at Newbury. Okay, moving on to the 140 handicap at Newmarket. Art Market heads to market with Fondo Blanco. Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced about this. I liked Original Outlaw. I think he's a horse that's got more to offer. Not entirely sure if I want to go steaming in, though, at 6-1 best price on his seasonal return. So, sorry, gang, but I'm going to skip quickly by that and head to the London Gold Cup, where I am absolutely fuming for Haggis not entering one in this, who I thought was a GSI job. But I've come down on one. I'm probably going to have a small personal play. I don't think this is going to be a horse I'm going to write up, and it's Andrew Bolding's Croix de Bethune. Did I say that right? Croix de Bethune. Oisin Murphy's on. I don't think he was given the hardest of time, should we say, at Chelmsford last time. Behind Opera Bello was a very similar story, and I just think that maybe they've had something in mind for him when he makes his handicap debut. He really caught the eye behind Cosmic Gear on his debut at Sandown, and he is going to relish this move up in trip and fast ground. I think he's very interesting, put it that way. I might back him. I might have a couple of quid. Right, back over to Newmarket for the 2:15. And I like one in here as well. Mythical Guest is the horse I like. He's second favourite in at the moment. Classic Encounter heads the market 9-4. Mythical Guest 5-1. Good Morning Alex 13-2. Royal Velvet 13-2. Where's Freddy 7-1. Helm Rock 11s. Red Hot Whisper 14s. And City of York 20-1. It's over a mile. It's at Newmarket. It's a Class 4. I think Mythical Guest has got a good chance. He's very well handicapped on his previous form. I think he's run 2 cracking races this term. One here at Newmarket behind Bullet Point on his seasonal debut. Stepped forward, I thought, last time behind My Cloud at Ascot. My Cloud was obviously thrown in and a blot on the handicap system, but he pulled miles clear. The handicap has given him a chance. They've dropped him into a Class 4 for the first time since April last year. Tom Quealy gets on board, and I think he's got a massive chance. So for me, Mythical Guest should go very well. The final race of the day is the big one at Newbury. It's the Lockinge Group 1. Go on. Let's have a look at this then. I expected a couple of these to come out. Rosalian heads to market at 7-4. Dance and Gemini 10-3. Notable Speech 4-1. Tamfana 6-1. Fallen Angel 16-1. Lead Artist 25-1. Persica, will the ground be too quick? 40-1. Prague, can it improve? 50 to 1. Check and Challenge, been running well this season, but is he at this level? 100 to 1. I'm happy to take on Rosalien. I think he had a serious lung infection. We haven't seen him for 333 days. I'd say that while he will be aimed at this, he did come on for the run in the Guineas last year, and I think they will set him up for Royal Ascot and whatnot, and I think they'll be happy with a second or a third here from Rosalien. Dancing Gemini, I'm not absolutely convinced that he's improved as much as it looks the last twice. He had first run on Tamfana at Sandown, and he was good at Doncaster, really visually impressive, but there's just something about him for me that I know Ryan Moore's on, but I just don't think he's improved as much as it looks. Notable Speech, I think, is great value. He ran much better than the Bear result when last seen at the Breeders' Cup. He really came home strongly that day. He's back on fast ground. He should love this slick track. There's lots to like about him. I think he's a class act, and hopefully he can kick on. He is also making his seasonal return. I'm going to be with Notable Speech, but I'm going to take a chance on one at a big price in here as well. I think is miles overpriced, but I'm going to keep that one back and save that one for members. If you would like to become a member of Daryl Carter Racing, head to patreon.com/Daryl Carter Racing. The link is below. Join as a free member or as a paid member to get all the content. Just banged in a lovely 3-point winner today, the second in a week, and we are moving along nicely. A great group of people on there. Thanks ever so much for watching, and until next time, everybody, be lucky.